Did you ever put your feet on the ground? Feel the earth as it's spinning around. Did you ever look up at the sky? Watch the sun as he goes by. Or did you believe what they told you? Did you swallow all their lies? And did you never open up your eyes and see? I'm not on the level, but the water looks flat to me. I'm not on the level, but the earth looks flat as far as I can see.
One way, please.
As far as I can see.
Right, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Can I leave you one of these? You can check it when you finish driving.
Yeah, alright.
Thanks, mate. We're being lied to, so a few ways to check it.
Okay.
Thanks, mate. Excuse me, love. Can I give you something? That was really kind of you. That was very, very nice. I'm trying to show people that we're being lied to. I'm sharing flyers that show that there's 4 experiments. One's really an observation. When you see the moon is only half lit when the sun's in front of it, you should think, well, why aren't I seeing a full moon? And then you can check with a thermometer and you'll see that moonlight chills water. So we're being lied to about the moon being a rock reflecting sunlight and that they walked on it. NASA take 100 million a day to keep us programmed with the television stuff they show us, where really they haven't been to the moon, so they've been taking 100 million a day for 60 years. That's 40 billion a year that could go towards researching illnesses and ending world hunger. They also tell us to believe in this Big Bang so that we feel like we're lost in space, irrelevant and insecure, when if you look at stars through a new camera with the big lens and make a video and watch it in slow motion, you'll see they're not as far away as they tell us. And if you're ever in Benidorm, where I live, or anywhere like Blackpool, and you can see the Isle of Man or buildings out at sea or along the coast, you'll see that there's not as much curve as there's supposed to be. There's none, so they're lying to us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day. Excuse me. While you're waiting, could I give you one of these flyers?
Of course.
We're telling people to do the science instead of believing the scientists that have got agendas, which is normally to make money and stuff, without any care about the health risks involved.
Right.
In Spain, the Spanish government are telling us that they trust NASA with 50 other countries to spray all these chemicals in the sky. They're not normal aeroplanes, they're equipped to spray chemicals to supposedly combat climate change.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more worried about the toxins that we're breathing in than the temperature of the air. But they always have us arguing about things that are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Well, NASA shouldn't be trusted also because the stars haven't changed since the Egyptians built the pyramids. They're still in line with Orion's belt.
Yeah.
The Aztecs and the Mayans did calendars in stone, and we still see the same zodiac now as they did when they did the calendars in stone 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So it looks like this Big Bang's a load of crap. Because if we were going around the Milky Way at 500,000 miles an hour following the sun,
things would have changed by now.
Thank you. It's blatantly obvious that we're being lied to about that.
I read about all my astrology stuff. So
Good,
I'm
you're
really into
it.
So,
Because they'll tell us that the closest star is over 20 trillion miles away, But now we've got modern cameras with the big lenses, and if you do a video of the star or a planet and watch it in slow motion afterwards on your computer or your TV screen with loads of zoom, you'll see there's no distortion. We see high resolution stars or planets changing geometric patterns like shapes, colours and size. So they're not that far away. We're being lied to about where we are.
Yeah.
In space, we're told we're lost in space to make us feel insecure and irrelevant, and that we're nothing in an infinite universe. It's a load of crap. Also, they tell us that there's curvature. I live in Spain, and I've just been to Edinburgh. And if you go to Blackpool and you see the Isle of Man, doesn't matter what distance, you'll never lose landscape behind curvature, below curvature. Yet they tell us to believe in it because they show us some images from Hollywood on the computer screen and on TV, yeah? Well, next time you see that ball spinning, you look at the clouds and you'll see the clouds don't change throughout half a rotation.
Yeah.
That's 12 hours.
Yeah,
so it proves that they're giving us Hollywood imagery because we don't see any loss behind curvature at water level, no matter the distance. And when you watch that Red Bull guy go up 40 kilometres and jump out, when he opens the door, the horizon's at eye level.
Yeah.
Now, if we're on a ball, the higher you go, the lower you should have to look down to find that horizon. So they're being caught out with no curve, being caught out with the stars being close, and I bet you didn't know that moonlight chills water.
I didn't actually.
You check for yourself, because I could be lying to you, you see. I could be one of them mad scientists. You leave a glass of water in your garden, or two better, one under the moonlight, full moon or a week within the full moon, and the other one just behind a wall, still outside in the shade, You watch the one in the shade obviously stay the same temperature, where the one under the moonlight will drop 2 or 3 degrees.
Oh, right,
And if you get of course, because they don't tell us these things. They want us to believe it's a rock that they walked on, But when we look at it, we see a bright moon, yet when they're walking on it, we see a dull moon. It's because it was a Hollywood set in either Nevada or who knows, but it's a joke. Stanley Kubrick did all that, and they've been fooling us for 60 years for 100 million a day. So not only are they spraying the skies with chemicals, they're also taking 100 million a day to keep us fooled with Hollywood imagery and videos. That money could go towards researching illnesses.
People with too much money.
You've got it. They want the power. And I'm thinking,
too much money, they don't know what to do with this.
Well, I know what to do with it. We could research cancer and all sorts of illnesses, prevention cures. We could help end world hunger.
Help the polar bears stop dying.
You've got it. So we could look after the world that we're in, rather than worrying about what could be out there and letting people fool us with all that bloody Hollywood.
Well, it's like when people say, oh, we need to help the children in Syria, we need to help the people in Iraq. It's like, we can't even help our own
Fair
country
enough,
first.
but we should help our own
we
first,
should help our own first. At the
exactly.
end of the day, there's people on the streets. There's kids who are getting abused and everything. It's
exactly.
wrong. We should help them first.
Well, you're going to enjoy my flyer because there's a lot of that stuff on there that we're all being brainwashed and hypnotised. And sadly, by being blind to the truth, we're blind to other ugly things
sheep.
as well.
That's all we are. We're all sheep. You're told to do something, so you do it. Yeah,
exactly.
People do rebel, but the people that rebel often get in trouble for it. And then they think, hang on, that person could have been right. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, sometimes it's too late. Like the boy that cried wolf, they should have listened the first time. Third time or fourth time he shouted instead of ignoring him. Well, a lot of people ask me why would they lie, and I'm saying, well, it's not just the money. It's called globe syndrome. You've hit the nail on the head yourself. You said people would rebel, but they don't because we think we're free.
Yeah.
Where if a slave knows he's being manipulated, he'll eventually revolt, yeah? But if we don't think we're slaves, then we'll never revolt.
Everybody's a slave in this world, really.
Yeah, you got it.
If you want to be free, then the best way to be free is literally do what you want, but you can't do what you want in this world because there's so many rules.
Your thoughts are influenced as well.
Yeah.
See, if we all turned off the television, we'd start having our own ideas. But the problem is we're so influenced with the marketing that you get from the television, from the music, from the internet, from the Black Mirror that we carry around with us. Sadly, we're all hooked and we don't realise that our thoughts aren't our own.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I find it really, really displeasing. My cousins, I was 15 and 16, I'm 25. I've got 10 years on both of them. And if I said, if you were bored, what would you do? They'd turn around and go, oh, I've got my laptop, or I'd watch TV, and I'm sat there like, I'd get a piece of paper and a pen. I'd get a book, get a jigsaw puzzle, anything.
Remember when you used to call friends and meet up with them and go to the park or whatnot?
Or you didn't, you just went on there, knocked on the door, can they come out to play?
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't wait to get out, could we? We couldn't wait to get out and get some sun and get our hands dirty and all that.
I was always told, get out the house, go outside if it's sunny. If it's raining, sit in the garden underneath like the gazebo things so you wouldn't get wet.
It's like winter all year now, isn't it? Because we're all addicted to these little black mirrors.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
I try not go on mine as much as I can, but half the time it says hard. Like, someone says, "Oh, have you seen this on the internet?" I'm like, right, I'll check it.
Yeah.
But I think, why am I checking this way? Why don't I go to the library, get a book?
And before you realise it, you've not just looked at that one thing. You ended up spending half an hour looking at all other things, and you're like, oh my god, I could have just done this, that, and the other.
Yeah. It's like last night. I said, I'll go on Facebook for 5 minutes. An hour later, I was like, I'm bored now. I'm gonna come off my phone. I'm bored now.
Yeah, and we live in a rush because all of our free time, the first thing I do when I wake up and the last thing I do before I go to bed is look at my mobile. I'm addicted too, and I'm trying to make as much use out of it as possible by saying, well, at least if I can help talk to people, show them how to do the science and show people how to have these conversations and hope that by using it in a good way, we might be able to at least guide.
It's like when I speak to people, like I work in a shop, so when they come in, I'm like, hi, how are you? How's your day been? They're like, why? And I'm like, just asking, making conversation.
Yeah.
And they look at you like you're weird, and it's like, this is how our generation is these days.
Yeah.
People don't talk.
We're losing our social skills.
Yeah.
I'm saying to people, isn't it better to go out and have conversations with real people instead of wasting your time on Tinder, giving likes on photos and stuff that could all be,
that's crap
you know
anyway.
what I mean?
I was on Tinder at one point, I'm not going to lie. Met up with a lad and all he wanted was a sleep, and I was to sleep with me. I was like, is this really the generation that I live in?
Well, we're making it that easy. It's like you're ordering a takeout for for food, isn't it?
I always go to my takeout because I always say, why don't you just call? But I'd rather come and speak to you, because at the end of the day, I could be the first customer you spoke to all day.
Exactly.
I mean, I worked in a cafe last year, and there's a little old lady. She'd get up at 8:30, and by 10:30 she'd be at our cafe. During those 2 hours, she hadn't spoke to one person.
Sad,
Bearing in
isn't
mind,
it?
she lived in a care home. She got the bus, and it was like, you haven't spoke to anyone. She goes, no. It's like, why not? She goes, well, it's card on the bus. Carers, it's, you're right, tick it off on a sheet, and they walk off. And I was like, that's so sad.
And everyone you sit next to is on the phone.
Well, the London Tube can show you that.
Yeah.
How many people read the newspaper compared to how many people are on phones.
It's a scary time we're living in.
When I lived down London, that was just nuts.
And this is what I'm trying to say to people. At least with our phones and our computers, we've got the choice to search for other origins of news, you know, for other sources of information. Yet the problem is when we just turn on the television or pick up the newspaper, we're getting what we're fed, we're getting what we're served, and we don't see any other sides to the story. Hence why we're being so manipulated for so long about so many things.
It's like when I've seen this lady on the tube read a book. I said, oh, can I just ask what your book's about? She was look it up on the internet. I was like, I'd rather hear your opinion on it. So she gave me her opinion, and then I read it, and I saw her a couple of weeks later again. I was like, oh my god, that book was amazing. She goes, did you read it? I said, yeah. She goes, well, why didn't you look it on the internet first? I was like, I'll read it first, then I'll get my opinion.
Because you could
I didn't like the book in the end.
You know what it's like, it's controlled opposition and stuff. All those reviews on the internet could be people that are paid to make nice reviews, where someone you meet in the street and someone you might know even, like you say, you can value their opinion a lot more.
Exactly.
Well, that's why I'm going around meeting people and asking their opinions, because we've got something in common.
It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. You have a great day. Thanks, love. Bye-bye. Can I leave you a flyer, love, for when you finish serving? Yeah. Thank you. Can I give you a flyer, mate? You can read when you finish serving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
What a picture. What a picture. You never know.
Is this your shop? Is this your shop?
Yeah.
Can I give a flyer to you, mate? We're being lied to. I'm sure you've doubted the moon landings when you remember them in the 60s. Well, people are now doing experiments, and we're seeing that moonlight chills water within half an hour. So that proves that it's not a rock reflecting sunlight like we were told. But you only need a thermometer and a glass of water, and in half an hour you'll see it drop in temperature.
Right.
And if you use a magnifying glass, here, I'll give you one as well, mate. Okay. We're being lied to for 100 million a day. That's 40 billion a year of worldwide taxes that goes to Hollywood to keep us fooled. When if you look at water level, whether you're in Benidorm, Blackpool, looking at Isle of Man, it doesn't matter the distance, you'll never lose any landscape behind curvature. Yet math says we're supposed to. So water's always level. Yeah, check it out. Because even stars, you do an experiment with a modern camera with a big lens, you make a video and watch the video in slow motion, you'll see they're not as far away as they're being told. So they're having us on for all that money, which we could put to better use. Thanks, guys. Have a lovely day. Can I leave your flyer with you, mate? Thanks, bruv. Have a nice day. Can I leave you? I left you a flyer, mate. Thank you. Can I leave a flyer with you guys? We're being lied to for 100 million a day, 40 billion a year. They tell us they've been to the moon, Yeah, if it was a rock reflecting sunlight, it wouldn't chill water, would it? But it does. Check for yourself in case I'm having you on. Also, they tell us the stars are dead far away, but if you make a video and then watch the video in slow motion, you'll see the twinkles are not distortion. There's geometric patterns changing. They're a lot closer to us. And no matter the distance, if I'm in Benidorm looking at Alicante, which is supposed to be 80 metres drop, there isn't. And if you look from Blackpool to Isle of Man, there should be 1,000 metres drop. Yet we can see the Isle of Man from beach of Blackpool, so it proves there's no curvature, stars aren't as far away as they're told, and the moon ain't no rock reflecting sunlight. 100 million a day of our tax is going to waste. Check it out, man. Thank you. Can I leave a flyer with you, love? We're showing people how to do the experiments. You can see that the moon isn't a rock reflecting sunlight when it drops water temperature within half an hour. Check with a thermometer. You'll see stars aren't that far away when you make a video and watch a video in slow motion. And no matter what distance you look at water level, whether it's out to an island or along the coast, you'll never lose landscape behind curvature, because there is none. 100 million a day that could be better spent. Check it out. Thank you. Let's go there. Hi guys, can I leave a flyer with you? We're showing people how to check for themselves. We're being lied to for 100 million a day. 40 billion a year of worldwide tax goes to Hollywood to tell us that they've been to space. Yet you look for yourself and Moonlight chills water with a thermometer. You can check for yourself.
It's okay, you can take it.
Oh, you're not interested? Because we're thinking that 100 million a day could go towards investigating cancer research and stuff instead of going to Hollywood. But no problem. Just so you know, Moonlight chills water. Stars can be seen a lot closer with a video when you do a video for yourself. And no matter the distance at water level, there's never loss of landscape behind curvature. You check for yourself now, you've been told. Thank you. Can I leave a flyer with you, love? You can read it when you're finished eating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I leave a flyer with you guys? The governments are trusting NASA to spray all these chemicals from the aeroplanes. You see the chemicals, the airplanes are equipped for it, because they believe that that'll help climate change. I'm more worried about the toxins that we're breathing in, being fed, injected with and bombarded with the radiation, but they keep telling us it's safe, so we better believe them, because those scientists aren't making money to tell us it's safe, are they? Okay. Also, you can do a few experiments at water level. You'll never lose landscape behind curvature. Moonlight chills water, and stars, when you watch a video in slow motion, you'll see they're not that far away.
Right, perfect. I'll look for that.
Cheers, bro. Have a nice day. I'll leave a flyer with you guys. We're showing people how to do the scientific experiments. They're dead easy, and you'll see that we're being lied to for 100 million a day. I can see you're into money. It's a nice collection, by the way. We're seeing that if you leave water under direct full moonlight, within half an hour the water temperature drops. So it isn't a reflection of sunlight that they're telling us. They're telling us they've been walking on this rock that reflects sunlight. Well, if it was sunlight reflection, it'd be warm or neutral. But you check for yourself and you see it drops in temperature. Thanks, guys. Can I leave a flyer with you, bro? We're showing people, oh yeah, that's the best side. We're showing people how to check for themselves. Water drops in temperature within half an hour. You can check with a thermometer, don't believe me. No matter the distance, whether it's Benidorm to Alicante or Blackpool to Isle of Man, there's never a loss of landscape behind curvature. So they're telling us we're on a ball, and they show us a ball on television spinning, yet you'll never see that spinning ball with clouds moving. The clouds are always still, which means it's Hollywood, it's Disney, and we're buying it for 60 years for 100 million a day, 40 billion a year. So yeah, there's no curve at water level. Moonlight chills water, so it isn't a rock that they've walked on. And stars, when you make a video and watch them in slow motion, you'll see they're not that far away. They tell us it's all distortion, yet you can see in high definition that they're changing beautiful shapes in 20 trillion miles. My arse, they're having us on for a lot of money. And they're also spraying the skies with chemicals, telling us they're combating climate change without worrying about what we're breathing in. It's about time we stop trusting these scientists and these industries that are taking all our money, I think. Please check it for yourself and tell your friends and family how to check for themselves. When there's enough of us, we can demand that that money don't go to waste, you know what I mean? Thanks, mate. Have a nice day. Can I leave you a flyer, love? You can read it when you finish serving.
Yes, I can do.
It's just some science that proves we're being lied to for a lot of money. Thank you. Hi guys. Is it alright if I leave some flyers with you? We're showing people how to do the science. You can check for yourself that moonlight chills water. There's no curve at water level, and stars are not that far away because we can do a video and watch it in slow motion and see no distortion. They're having us on for 100 million a day of worldwide taxes, and as if that's not bad enough, the governments trust them to do this geoengineering to combat climate change. I'm more worried about the chemicals they're spraying than the bloody temperature myself. Check it for yourself, and once you know we're being lied to, please tell your friends and family how easy it is for them to check as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Hi, love. Can I leave a flyer with you? It's just a few scientific experiments that you can do for yourself to make sure that you know that we're being lied to. Moonlight chills water. There's no loss of landscape no matter the distance at water level, so there ain't no curvature. And stars are not that far away because you can make a video and see them in high definition when you watch them in slow motion. 100 million a day that are having to take it for Hollywood imagery. We could put that towards researching illnesses and ending world hunger, you know what I mean? Thanks, love. Have a lovely day. Can I leave this with you, sir? You can check it when you finish speaking. It's a flyer showing how you can check that we're being lied to. Instead of believing the scientists, a few easy scientific experiments that prove that they're having us on for 100 million a day, telling us they've been to the moon. It's a load of nonsense. You check it out. It's Moonlight chills water.
Oh,
so
do you reckon never happened?
Oh, I know it didn't, because Stanley Kubrick was releasing the movie, wasn't he, at the same time?
Do you remember the film? It was a film with like it was a scam of it.
Yeah, the Capricorn 1. Capricorn 1. It's brilliant. Capricorn 1.
That's right.
Yeah, brilliant. Telling you the truth in plain sight.
The bloody flag's blowing that, there's no air on the moon.
Exactly.
And it was, you know.
It's a load of crap. They've been having us on for 60 years. Do you know how much money they take? 100 million a day. That could go towards illnesses.
How did he manage to keep that alive for all them years?
Easy. Because there's only been 55 astronauts that have gone into outer space, supposedly. So it's not that big a conspiracy. All them blokes working on the computers, they just get the data and they say, yeah, it all adds up. Remember on the film, one guy said, the data doesn't add up. What did they do to him? They took him out. Here's some experiments. You check for yourself. Moonlight chills water within half an hour.
You know another thing? You know another thing about it?
Tell me.
They did it 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Why haven't they gone back?
Exactly, because what it was...
But they say it's too much money now.
No, you know what it is. It's dead simple.
The first thing you do, if you climb Mount Everest, what's the next guy? Well,
yeah, exactly. You know what it is? It's simple. They could get away with it 50, 60 years ago because televisions were black and white.
Well,
but now,
it looks pretty phony.
Exactly. Good lad. Even now you can tell it's dodgy. But you imagine if they tried to pull it off on a big screen television with high definition colour recording, everyone would be like, well, they are. People are saying there's a bubble coming out of his helmet, and how come I can see strings behind him on the International Space Station? And here's the best one. You know all that time we keep seeing the ball spinning on TV, which is what programs us, by the way. When you see that spinning next time, look at the clouds. They don't move. Now, if in half a rotation, 12 hours, the clouds haven't moved, that tells you it's all bloody Hollywood. Yeah, but Spider-Man, Superman crap.
What are you proving, though?
Well, the thing is, if there's enough of us, when there's enough of us that say we're not buying that rubbish anymore,
50-50.
Stop giving our money to Hollywood to fool us, we could put that towards better use. 100 million a day. 100 million a day, 40 billion a year.
Why are they going to Mars?
They say they have, but it's all bloody cartoons.
We'll never go to Mars. A man will never go to Mars.
Here's the funny one. One of these experiments is make a video of a star or a planet and watch that video in slow motion. Now you could make a video of Mars and zoom in and watch it on a big screen TV in slow motion. You'll see it's not a rock, it's not gas. It's a bloody light, it's a star. And stars aren't that far away. So they're telling us all this crap about Mars and Jupiter and all these stars. They're not that far away. They're not what we think we are. Yeah? Because my camera can't see 20 trillion miles away. So they're having us on about space. They're having us on about Earth. They're having us on about the moon, telling us they've walked on it. The moon's a cold light because it drops water temperature.
I think they've been on the moon, haven't they?
No, check this out. If you put water...
The moon's very, very close, isn't it?
Yeah, it's even closer than they tell us. Because if you leave a glass of water in moonlight, it'll drop in temperature. So how can it be a stone reflecting sunlight?
I thought at the time when I started it was false.
Exactly. Your heart was telling you there's something wrong with this, isn't it? But we wanted to believe so much that we go along with it. And when everyone else believes in it, we don't want to be rude and say that, no, you're wrong, you're stupid. So we all start just taking it as a given. so you should be. Sometimes we're supposed to follow our instinct a little bit more instead of just trusting everything we see on television or read in a newspaper, because half the time there's an agenda behind everything that's promoted.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, I'm glad you're interested in it, and you check them experiments. Like I say, leave water under the moonlight, goes cold. When you see moonlight chill water, you'll know that they haven't been walking on it. You have a lovely day.
They were part of the oaks, and that's the only thing I can't get round. How we managed to keep them saying nothing. It's part of the oaks, you know.
Well, you watch Capricorn 1 again, and it'll remind you, when there's not that many people involved, you can hold some dirty secrets on them, or you can hold some of their family as insurance.
I don't know the answer capable of anything. I mean, I'm very, because as soon as you say the flag flying and all that, you know, it's because there's no air on the moon, is there?
Exactly,
no
exactly. And how come when I look up at the moon, it's not only is it cold, which is not it shouldn't be cold, but yeah, when you look up at the moon, it's dead bright. Yet when they're walking on the moon, it's a dull grey sand. What are we talking about? It should be bright, 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 shouldn't it? It's a load of crap, guys. Honestly.
Never been back since.
Of course, of course.
And yet they spend billions and billions of pounds sending such stuff up.
Yeah,
It didn't go back.
exactly. It's called a Ponzi scheme. In other words, they can just keep making up these stories that they're going to go here, going to go there. We see a rocket launch. That rocket launches over the Bermuda Triangle, and it starts curving down again. Why? Because it's going back in the ocean where no one will sail. So they've got all these. Yeah.
Big television con.
Exactly. The best thing we can do is turn the bloody televisions
Well, you
off,
watch
because
that
we're being programmed by them.
Watch Capricorn 1 again.
Yeah, watch Capricorn 1. And if you're interested in it, there's another great one that's called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. It's like a new version, and they're showing you all the ways they've faked it, and they're showing you all the bubbles and all the strings that they're keeping afloat on.
You can see how it's easy done, though. It's
Oh
easy
yeah.
faked.
I mean, hey, if they can make Spider-Man look bloody real and Superman fly, I'm pretty sure they can have a few astronauts floating around in
Bloody big
space.
tent with the bloody-
Yeah, it's a load of crap, and it's a lot of bloody money to fool us, as I say. So please check it out and tell your friends and family.
Anyway, thanks for that.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. You have a great day. Take care, mate. Thank you. Bye bye. Excuse me, sir. Can I leave that with you? I can see you're busy. We're showing people how to check for yourselves. We're being lied to for a lot of money, and you can check that Moonlight chills water with a thermometer.
That's all right.
No problem. Have a nice day. Hi guys.
No, I'm trying to retire.
Can I leave a flyer with you,
There
mate?
you go, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Have a nice day. Hi, love. Can I leave a flyer with you? We're showing people how to check for themselves. The Moonlight chills water within half an hour. You only need a thermometer, and you'll see that we're being lied to about that moon exhibition. So for 60 years, they've been having 100 million approximate a day. It's 40 billion a year that could help research illnesses and end world hunger. Yet we're believing that they're spending it on this Ponzi scheme where they just show us images from Hollywood and Disney, telling us that they've been out of space and stuff. Also, you'll be able to see that not only does Moonlight chill water, no matter the distance, whenever you're at water level, be it a big lake or preferably the ocean, you'll never lose landscape behind curvature. No matter the distance. I live in Benidorm and I took that photo. You can see the buildings in the day, you can see the street lights at night. It's supposed to be 80 metres drop in 20 miles, but there isn't where I live. And if you go Blackpool, you can see the Isle of Man about 100 miles away. So no matter the distance, there's no curvature. So they're having us on about the shape of the Earth. I don't know if it's flat or a different shape, but it's definitely not a ball. Because when you see that ball spinning, the clouds are never moving. You check for yourself now that I've said that to you. We were hypnotised by that television, I'm telling you. Even the stars, they tell us they're twinkling from 20 trillion miles away and it's distortion. But now we've got good cameras with big lenses, you can see there's no distortion at all. They're very close. We're being lied to about the stars, the shape, the moon, and the government trust them to spray all that rubbish in the sky to combat climate change. All these chemicals are probably worse than the temperature change. So yeah, we're just trying to spread a bit of awareness and tell people that when we come together, maybe that 100 million of worldwide taxes will not go to waste and it'll go to better causes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Can I leave a flyer with you, mate? Cheers, buddy. Check it out later. We're being ripped off big time. Thank you. Hi, mate. Can I leave a flyer for you?
You can, yeah.
Cheers. I'll just put it there. Oh, thank you. Leave a flyer for you. We're showing people how to check for themselves. We're being ripped off. The 100 million of worldwide taxes per day goes to Hollywood to show us that they're going to outer space. Yet now you can check with a camera and you'll see that stars aren't that far away. When you make a video and watch the video in slow motion, you'll see no distortion. They're really close and they're not what we're told, even the planets. They're like lights changing shape in high geometric pattern resolution. You can see there's no distortion. So they're having us on 100 million a day, and they're telling us they've walked on the moon, yet if you leave a glass of water in your garden under the full moon or a week within the full moon phase, the water will drop in temperature about 2 or 3 degrees compared to a glass of water left in the shade, both outside. Now if you use a magnifying glass, it'll drop even more in temperature. So it's not reflecting sunlight, otherwise it'd be warm or neutral, but it wouldn't chill, would it? So this is the idea. Check it out for yourselves. I'm leaving it in your hands. Once you've seen that Moonlight chills water, instead of just believing what someone's told you. Yeah. No. Are you sure? Brilliant. Because it's, like I say, 100 million a day that could go to better causes than bloody keeping us dumbed down with television programming. You know what I mean? And I live in Benidorm, and I can see Alicante about 20 miles away, the beach of San Juan, in the daytime. Now, math says there's supposed to be 80 metres drop over 20 miles. Yeah, I can see not only the buildings in the daytime, I can see street lights along the beachfront 20 miles away. So they're having us on, there's no curvature. It's probably flat or a fourth dimensional shape, I don't know. I'm not pushing beliefs, I'm just saying it isn't curved, and it's supposed to be. Earth's 70% covered in level water, can't be a ball. Check it out for yourselves, they're having us on big money, and they're also spraying chemicals in to try to combat climate change, instead of worrying about what their chemicals are doing to our health, you know what I mean? We should trust scientists less and do more science for ourselves. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Thank you. Leave a flyer for you. Thank you very much. We're down to the last one. Let's give it this bloke here. Would you like a flyer, sir? You're okay? No problem. Have a nice day. Is this your stall, mate? I know. Ah, this is. Hello. Is this your stall?
No.
Oh, no?
I think that gentleman's there.
Oh, is it? Can I leave you a flyer, mate? You can check it out when you finish serving. Cheers, mate. Oh, I've got some more here. Look at me. Hiya. Hi. Can I give you a flyer? I'm trying to show people that we're being lied to. Rather than ask them to believe me, I'm showing them how to check for themselves. There's 3 scientific experiments on there. They're really easy to do. I'll give you one as well, sir. You can check for yourself with a thermometer. Moonlight chills water. Within half an hour, you leave 2 glasses of water in your garden. One will chill, the one that's under the moonlight, full moon or a week within the full moon, and the one that's in the shade will obviously stay the same. Yet they're telling us that they've been up to a rock and walked on it, a rock that reflects sunlight. If that was true, then it wouldn't chill water. It would be the same or slightly warmer from moonlight, but it actually goes down in temperature. That means that it's a negative light, the opposite of the sun. You know, like a lady has a new moon every month. So it's not the same as the sun, it's nothing to do with the sun, and it's definitely not a rock. As well as moonlight chilling water, you can make a video of the stars with the modern cameras now, and you watch the video in slow motion and you'll see that they change shape in high definition, yet they tell us they're 20 trillion miles away and that it's all distortion. But now we've got a camera, we can prove there's no distortion. And I'm lucky I live in Benidorm, I can see Alicante 20 miles away in the daytime, and I can see street lights along the beachfront of Alicante at night, yet mathematics says there's supposed to be 80 metres drop. I don't know if the Earth's flat, like I say, I'm not here to push beliefs, but I know it doesn't curve as much, doesn't seem to curve at all. So we're being lied to about a lot of things, and 100 million per day, 40 billion a year of our taxes worldwide goes to this Hollywood to keep us fooled. We need to come together and say, no, we're not having it anymore, we could put that money to better use. Thank you guys, have a lovely day. So you guys are into helping put money to a good cause. Yeah. So am I. I've been telling people for the last year and a half that we're being lied to for 100 million a day of worldwide taxes. That's 40 billion a year. Now, how can I know that? Because I've done my own personal observations. Instead of believing secondary information, I take my primary observation of scientific method, which is simply these 3 experiments, which I'm going to leave with you so you can all check them out for yourselves. One is that moonlight chills water. You can leave a glass of water in your garden. Leave 2. Put 1 in the shade of the moonlight and 1 under the full moon, or within a week of after the full moon, and you'll see that water drops in temperature 3 degrees. And if you use a magnifying glass, you'll see that the water drops in temperature even more. That proves that it's not a rock reflecting sunlight, because if it was reflecting sunlight, which is hot, I'm sure we can all agree that moonlight would warm the water, or it would be neutral, but it actually chills the water. So don't believe what I'm telling you, check for yourselves with a thermometer and a glass of water, as I say. Number 2, if you make a video of a star or a planet and watch that video in slow motion with lots of zoom, you'll see that they're not 20 trillion miles away like we're told. When we see it twinkle, we're told that that's distortion from being 20-something trillion miles away. Yet you make a video and watch that video in slow motion, preferably a camera with a big lens, and you'll see high resolution, no distortion. Stars are a lot closer than what we're told. And they're not what we're told, because even the planets do the same thing. They change shape and size and colour in high definition. So they're telling us they've walked on the moon, which is cold. They're telling us that they're going to go to Mars, which is a light. They're taking 100 million a day, that's 40 billion a year, I repeat, that goes to Hollywood to keep us programmed. We could put that money to much better causes. As you guys are working on a good cause yourself, you can appreciate that. We could end world hunger pretty quick. We could help research a lot of illnesses. 100 million a day. Think how little that money we raise at Live Aid and stuff once a year compared to 100 million a day of our taxes. And the last one's dead easy. At water level, no matter the distance, I live in Benidorm and I can see Alicante 20 miles away. Now there's supposed to be 80 metres drop on that distance, but there isn't, because I can see the street lights at night 20 miles away at water level. Now if I go to the Blackpool, I can see the Isle of Man 100 miles away. There's supposed to be 1,000 metres drop, but we can see the Isle of Man from Blackpool. So it doesn't matter where you go. You live in Blackpool?
No.
But you can see mainland from Isle of Man, and that mainland can see you on a clear day, can't you? Well, now you've got something to look into when you go back home, okay? Because people need to start doing the science rather than believing scientists that take a lot of money off us to fool us and promote their agenda, whatever business is asking them to promote 5G as safe, or promoting vaccines as completely safe. Instead of talking about the ingredients that you could take out, we're talking about everything's either safe or it isn't. Where really we should say, how can we improve things? Like, how can we improve the tax expenditure instead of going to Hollywood to fool us when we can see there's no curvature at water level, yet math says there should be? That proves we're being lied to about the dimensions of the Earth. When we can see stars very close with a camera, and we can also see the same 12 zodiac now as what the Aztecs and Mayans drew in stone 10,000 years ago. So when we're told that this Big Bang is shooting the sun round the Milky Way at 500,000 miles an hour, and we're following that, and we're also orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles an hour, well, how have we been to the moon and left Earth's gravity and got back to Earth if we haven't got a rocket that even goes 66,000 miles an hour, never mind the sun's 500,000 miles an hour? So they haven't been into space. They've been having us on for 60 years. The speeds that they quote, we can't fly that fast, yeah? So they're already stamping on their own foot by telling you speeds that we can't travel at. They're also joking because not only do we have the Aztec and Mayan calendars, we've got the 3 pyramids of Egypt that's still in line with Orion's belt. So if nothing's changed, if Orion's belt, he hasn't put any weight on, they're all still aligned with the pyramids. Scorpio's still got its claws in the same place. So all these stars are still in the same place, so the Big Bang's a load of shit. Bullshit. So please check the experiments for yourself, because not only they're taking 100 million a day, I'll give you one as well. Look.
No, I'm okay.
It's okay. That's religious of you, not scientific, just so you see the difference. Science is about confirming, with personal observation, not believing a scientist, no matter how clever they are, or a mathematician that you're supposed to believe is so intelligent. You do understand what I mean, yeah? They're in charge of geoengineering. The aeroplanes that are kitted out with all these chemical barrels that spray chemicals in the sky to combat climate change, maybe we should worry less about the temperature and more about the toxins that we're breathing in. See where I'm going? We believe and trust these guys to promote GMO vaccinations and that 5G is safe, and we trust them. We take their word for it. yet we can see with scientific evidence that toxins cause illness, and so does radiation. Because if you leave a glass of water to nearly boil in the microwave and then let it cool, then you put that water on a plant. After 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops, your plant's dead. So science shows us that microwaves aren't safe, yet the television tells us they are. Who are you going to believe? Your primary observations or the secondary information that's from an industrial source? You get it? I know you're interested, so I'm going to leave one on the table.
I can't lie to you.
No, don't lie to me. Give it to a friend or family and laugh about it with them, but please do check the experiments. And when you see that Moonlight chills water, you'll see I'm onto something. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
दीना कौन पे हो हमारी कहानी तेर कहानी अब हो दीनानी
ये जोग तुम्हारा हमारा अनुभव दीख न जाए
तुम्हारा ताते कछु के बात अनुसारी जमीन में बड़ी चोके हमारे
बूढ़े कपट प्रिया बदन सुनी धर बुद्धि
हमार तुर माया बद बैरिनी तुअद जानी पतियानी राम
मंगल भवन
बिहारी
ये सादर पुनि पुनि पूछी गबरी गाने लगी
तत्मति पिरी आई जस भावी रहती चेर गागवनु पावी
हाथ में पूछो मैं कहा से देना घर ही मोर घर मोरी
ओ सजी प्रतीति बाहु विधि गड़ी चोली अमन साण साथी सब
गौरे राम कहा तुम्हें रानी राम ही तुम्हें तो राम ही तुम्हें प्रिय तो
नीरा प्रथम प्रथम अब ते दिन बीते समय फिरे रिपुवार
भानु कमल कुल रमा बिरजन
राजारी जरी तुम्हारी चाहत उतारी रोदाऊ करी उपाय बरी बारी
महीना तो
मन मलिन मोमी जनिपो काउर तरल कुबाई राम बिहारी चतुर कबीर राम महतारी बीज पाई निज दात सवारे
Any system that is in conflict with the even distribution of the resources to the people is a disingenuous and illusory system.
I relate to them conscious minds. Most want money, all I want is time. Find myself in music, get lost in rhymes. Nobody can tell me what's wrong from right. I relate to them conscious minds. Most want money, all I want is time. Find myself in music, get lost in rhymes. Nobody can tell me what's wrong from right. Illusion of the conscious minds, leaving us blind, seeking acceptance through symbol and signs. Inject the hate to regulate my third eye. I kick back, meditate. Puppets breed hate. I'm here to expose the fakes, cold-blooded snakes. Technology advances with rapid growth, distancing the mind from the body and the soul. Industrial revolution, flooding the earth with pollution. So what's the solution? I feed the lung with the smoke as I bun. Little kids run from the Zionist guns. Yeah, it's exorcism and magic. Catalyst the scenes that's tragic, all in the name of capital. This is all factual. They say Christ was white, but not according to the Israelites. So who do we believe in? Sometimes I ask, are we a mask of the true self? They're using our subconscious minds to feed the wealth to the institution. My name's written in caps lock, I'm disillusioned. A currency for higher movements. A currency for higher movements. I relate to them conscious minds. Most want money, all I want is time. Find myself in music, get lost in rhymes. Nobody can tell me what's wrong from right.
In terms of conspiracy theory content generally, our goal is to promote authoritative content to our users. So we have two principles that guide the way here. That's the first one, is we want to provide users with authoritative, trustworthy information.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I only have a minute and a half, and I don't really need to hear what you're trying to provide. I want to know how you're dealing with all these conspiracy theorists on your platform.
So the first way is by demoting low-quality content and promoting more authoritative content, and the second is by providing more transparency for users. So we're introducing boxes that provide factual information at the top of results that have shown themselves to turn up a lot of information that is counterfactual, such as searching for the Earth is flat on YouTube, where you see a lot of
Your response is to put a box saying, nope, the Earth is not flat.
Correct.
Okay.
Such as searching for the Earth is flat on YouTube, where you see a lot of
Your response is to put a box saying, nope, the Earth is not flat.
Correct.
Okay.